So it seems Higgsfield has a bunch of new toys, but the one I'm most interested in is Cinema Studio 1.5. Let's see what we can do with that. So here we are on Higgsfield, and this is Cinema Studio version 1.5. And here, as you can see, there's the clips that I've been generating yesterday for the short film that I will share with you. Here what you can see is you can have you can go from image generation to video generation here. So those are the images I generated yesterday, and here the video. So when you have an image you're happy with, you have this here, animate, and when you click on animate, that's where you can choose like first frame, last frame, movements, the ratio, aspect ratio, the duration. Do you want sound or not? Do you want it slow motion or not? And how many generations do you want? What's interesting is that if you set a start frame, here you click on start frame and you can choose based on what you generated. If you want to go with a start frame, like for instance here, this is a start frame, you can choose here, you can choose movement, and you have a bunch of choice like static, handheld, zoom out, zoom in, camera follows, pan left. If you're not familiar with the meaning of this, actually there's the little thumbnail explains or shows to you what it does, like a tilt up, this is a tilt down, orbit around, dolly in, dolly out, jib up, jib down, drone shot, dolly left, dolly right, and then a 360 roll. Those are the movements that you can apply. But what's interesting is that if you go, for instance, you know where you want the video to end. Let's say you want the video to end here, and you just have an end frame, then suddenly movement is grayed out. You can't have a movement there. And another thing is, if you have a start and last, first and last frame, for instance, here, this is with the shuttle door being closed, and there with the alien out, then there again you can't have a movement. Camera movement is only available with a first frame. First you choose what your first frame is going to be, so maybe like let's have this soldier here, and then you describe what you want the soldier to do. And then you can have you can choose your camera movement, or not choose it. Actually, you can also prompt it. It's just sometimes if you want to make the movement a bit stronger, you can let's say double down on this with those camera movement pre-selections. The reason why this is called Cinema Studio is because of that specific tool that allows you to generate that first frame. And here, what makes it really worthy of the name Cinema Studio is you can choose here a bunch of different cameras, from the Red V Raptor, Sony Venice, IMAX film camera, Arri Alexa 35, Arriflex 16 SR, and Panavision Millennium DXL2. And with those cameras, you can also combine all kinds of lenses. The choice in lenses is Lens Baby, Hog V-Lite, Laowa Macro, Canon K35, Panavision C Series, Harry Signature Prime, Cooke S4, Petzval, Helios, JDC Extol Express, Zeiss Ultra Prime. And then you can choose different focal lengths. 4 different focal lengths: 8mm, 14mm, 35mm, and 50mm. And finally, an aperture, f1.4, f4, f11. You need to have a little bit of knowledge about photography to understand what it means, but basically the focal length is going to be how wide or how tight your shot is going to be. Basically, this is an establishing shot at 8 and 14. 35 would be some kind of a medium shot, and then 50 would be a close-up. In the case of a cinema studio, of course, when you're in real life, it's a little bit more complex than that, but this is going to be what you expect from cinema studio with a focal length choice. And then in terms of aperture, f1.4, meaning your subject will be crisp and the rest will be blurry. F4 is let's say probably a good balance with a blurry background that is not too blurry, so as to give some depth in the shot, but not isolate your subject too much. And then F11 is supposedly everything is pretty much in focus, except you have something like very, very far in the background. In real life, it's more like F22, everything in focus. But I expect that as far as the AI model goes, that's probably what it means here. What I did for the short film that I just made, I wanted to be coherent. So I chose the Panavision Millennium DXL2 with the Panavision C-series lenses, and I used both 14 millimeter for wide shots and 50 for the close-ups. And again, for the wide shot, I'm at f11 and I'm at f1.4 if I remember well for the close-ups. But I find, just like in real life, f1.4 is very, 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 very shallow, and sometimes you have parts of the face that are in focus and parts that are not. So me personally, in real life, I like to shoot close-ups at f4. Now, let's be honest, Higgsfield is obviously very, very proud, and rightfully so, I should say, about this new tool, Cinema Studio. But now, for me, as a filmmaker with obviously much more experience on set than I have playing with those AI tools, is it really an experience that is close to directing on set? Obviously, no, it's not. I mean, you have this interesting tool here with the camera choice that puts you a little bit in the boots of a DP, but that's about it. I mean, you make those choices visually, and the generations that you obtain are, as you can see, pretty good. You see, like the subject here is in focus, the background is a little bit out of focus, which gives an interesting cinematic look and an interesting depth of field. And here, if you look at the character here, this is probably this is f1.4, like I said, 50 millimeter. So the background is like very blurry, and the character, the face is in focus, but the back shoulder is already not. So this is very interesting. This is a very interesting tool. There's no doubt about it. But you still have some AI glitches. Like when I was trying to generate my first shot, that was the first try, and that didn't work out because of the position of the vehicle and spaceship. And here, this is my second generation, and I wanted to separate and have more space between both the Humvee and the shuttle. And this is the third generation, and this is where you find of some of that AI wonkiness making a comeback. Because I had as a reference a turnaround of the Humvee, and it pasted a part of that Humvee turnaround right in the middle of that image. So what I found is, as much as those cinematic tools are interesting to use, like the choice of camera lens and everything, for most of my first frames, actually, I went back to the image creation of Nano Banana. One, because as you can see with unlimited plan that I have here, I go on unlimited. The funny thing is, if you unclick unlimited and you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, generating 4 pictures will cost you like 8 credits. But if you click on unlimited and then you click 4 times, then you have your 4 images as part of your unlimited plan. I wanted to go fast for this one because I've spent in the past like a full day on one single shot, and I didn't want to do that again for this particular project. So I allowed myself 4 generations and then choose my favorite one. Like here for the landscape, I put my little heart here. For the shuttle, I didn't want the truck, so I used the only one that was actually a shuttle. Same thing for the Humvee, I chose the Humvee there. When I generated the human soldier, for some reason I had 2 Arnold Schwarzeneggers, so I chose the one that is not. Here again, I thought those aliens are very generic, but that's kind of like the way I wanted it for this one, because I wanted them to be Martians, as in Martian's Chronicles, the Ray Bradbury short stories collection. So this is exactly what I wanted. It so happens that in the end I was not so happy with this background, so I had the background of the shuttle. I cleaned the shuttle out and generated more Martian background. Then I generated my turnarounds. When I was working on Bloodsucker, I found out that turnarounds can be a very powerful tool when it comes to generating what you want, and especially with getting always the same thing, you know. So I chose the shuttle that I want. Here, this is the Humvee that I want, here with my little heart there. The turnaround here, as you can see, this one is more like illustration, like a drawing, but that can be fixed. For the shuttle, there were like guns in front of the shuttle, so I needed to remove them. So I allowed myself an extra generation here, an extra generation for the soldier to make it look more like photorealistic, and same thing for my little Martian. As I was saying, I had this image here, something like that, where the Humvee and the shuttle were too close, and when I was within Cinema Studio, it failed to give me the right space between those two, and only Nano Banana allowed me to have that much space, which is exactly what I wanted. And it seems, I don't know, maybe it's a prompt thing, maybe it's or maybe the generation engine in within Cinema Studio is different, doesn't have the same capacities as Nano Banana, but it so happens that for me Nano Banana is more responsive. I don't have all the I'm sorry, but like the gadgets of choosing the lens and everything, but for me, having the right first frame is more important than choosing like what camera, and so I ended up using Nano Banana more than the Cinema Studio picture generation engine, and this is where those little things like camera aperture and everything are. After I had the shots that I already wrote down in my little script, my little 6 shots script, I wanted to have a title screen. I wanted to have the Mars surface. I was not clear enough, so it gave me exactly what I asked, which is the Mars surface, but actually I wanted a more like planetary surface. So I went there again and created this. So this is how I managed to generate all the shots that I needed for this short film that I made, let's say, easily 70% with Cinema Studio and 30% with Nano Banana. Let's talk now exactly about what is that short film that I made. As I mentioned before, I am a very big fan of science fiction, a very big fan of B-movies as well, and a very big fan of Ray Bradbury, the sci-fi writer, and a huge fan of his short stories collection called Chroniques Martian. I would think it's Martian Chronicles in English, probably. And so as I'm recording this is January 14th, 2026. And this terrible happened about a week ago now in Minneapolis, where Renee Good was shot by this ICE officer. And I've been like shocked and angry and dealing with a lot of feelings about this. And I wanted to do something about it, but I mean, what can I do? So I wanted to create a piece, a story, a short film, because this is how I express myself, my anger, my interest. So this short film is very much for her and for all of my American friends living this terrible situation right now. Of course, this is just a 1-minute AI short film, and it doesn't move the needle that much. But I don't know, I hope it's meaningful for people who watch it, so I'm gonna play it now.
Why are you hunting us down? What kind of monster are you?
Okay, this is it. You saw a short film made with Higgsfield Cinema Studio, and I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, you know what to do. You know, like click the like button, the little bell, and maybe subscribe. I will be happy to see you again. And of course, you can leave comments about what you saw, either the process of making the short film or what the short film is about and why I made it. We can talk about that as well. I think it's important to put words on all of those feelings we are going through. With that being said, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, be the you in YouTube.